Imagine a mysterious army thousands of years old, made of clay, but looking exactly like real soldiers. This Terracotta Army was found in 1974 near the tomb of the Emperor of China, and since then, it has been considered one of the biggest archaeological discoveries in the world. But now, what has been revealed in 2025 can turn the history books upside down. Until now, we believe that it was just an artwork made for the safety of the king. But no, the truth that has come out after new reports, DNA testing, and leaked documents is very scary. There were not only soldiers in it, but there was also something that will send chills down your spine. Some experts say that the faces made in the Terracotta Army were based on real humans, and perhaps those people were killed so that their form could be immortalized in these statues. Some statues have also been found in which marks of human hair and bones have been found. And the biggest shock, the emperor's tomb itself hasn't been opened yet. But there's a possibility that there might be something inside that could change the way human civilization thinks. So stay tuned, because what's about to unfold now is going to change everything. If you're also interested in such mysteries and discoveries, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The next video will blow your mind. History of Terracotta Army. How and where was this army found? The year was 1974. A village in Shaanxi province of China, Lintong. Here some farmers were digging a well for water in their field. While digging, suddenly a farmer's spade hit something hard. When he removed the soil and looked, he was surprised. Statues resembling human faces started emerging from there. At first, it seemed that it might be a temple or an old cemetery. But as the digging increased, an entire army of soldiers started emerging from there. The height of these statues was about 6 feet, some even taller than that. The faces, hairstyles, clothes, and even expressions of each statue were different. Some had a spear in their hands, some had a bow. Many statues were with horses and chariots. All this looked so real that it seemed as if a king was standing there with his entire army. As soon as the government came to know, teams of the Department of Archaeology reached there. When they investigated, it was revealed that this was no ordinary discovery. This was the tomb of China's first emperor, Xi'an, and this entire army was built by him. That emperor had unified the whole of China 2,200 years ago and called himself the first emperor of China. It is said that he wanted the same splendor in his later life as he had while alive. Now just imagine a man built a clay army of more than 8,000 soldiers to protect himself even after his death. And this army was built so precisely and in different forms that even the face of each statue is different. This discovery gradually became famous all over the world. Scientists, historians, media all kept their eyes on this miracle of China. In 1987, UNESCO declared this place a World Heritage Site. But the story doesn't end here. What did people believe till now? To protect the king or something else? Now the theory that has been going around for so many years is that the Terracotta Army was a symbolic army. Emperor Qin Shi had these soldiers made for his soul journey after death so that he would be as powerful in the next life as he was when he was alive. It was said that these statues were just made of clay. No mystery, no violence, just art and faith. In Chinese books, museum guides and documentaries, it was told that this is cultural heritage, a grand dream of a king. But gradually, something started coming to light that shook this whole story. First of all, why is the face of each statue different? If this was just an art project, then why was so much effort taken to make the face of each soldier unique? It started to seem that perhaps these statues were based on real people, that is, copies of each person. Second thing, why were organic substances like hair and bone particles found inside many statues? This information started leaking slowly after 2020, but no one said anything openly. Now, the revelations that have been made in 2025 have raised a big question on this symbolic army theory. What was called just a great work of history for so many years is now pointing towards a scary truth. Somewhere were sacrifices, violence and mysterious traditions hidden behind these statues. So now the question arises, was the Terracotta Army really built to protect the emperor, or was it just a curtain behind which something was hidden which was considered necessary to hide from the world? 2025. Katamaka, the thing found in the excavation that blew everyone's mind. In early 2025, the Chinese government resumed excavation in some less explored parts of the Terracotta Army. This excavation was being done in an area called Sector 17, which was kept closed till now. The reason given was that this area is unstable, the soil is weak, it can be a threat to research. But the reality turned out to be something else. In the last week of January, the excavation team found a chamber that was completely different from the rest of the areas. While the clay statues were in straight rows at other places, this chamber was completely closed and its walls were covered with a special kind of ceiling so that no one could even peep inside. When it was opened, the team was stunned to see the view inside. The statues in this chamber looked different from the rest of the terracotta soldiers. The detailing of their eyes and faces was so real, as if they had life. There were some statues that had strange cracks and spots on their hands, as if there was something else inside, not just clay. The team immediately separated these statues for scientific examination. And this is where a chain started, which proved the entire old story to be false. DNA testing revealed a shocking truth. After the excavation, pieces of some statues, especially the eyes, hands, and chest parts, were sent to the lab for examination. Initially, everyone thought that it would be ordinary clay. But when the DNA test was done, the report that came out silenced all the scientists. Traces of human DNA were found inside some statues. Yes, parts related to human body like pieces of hair, bone dust, fine layer of bones, and even things like skin cells. Now, stop and think. This is no small matter. The statues that we have been considering as just a sample of art for years have parts of the body of real humans inside them. Some of the statues also showed signs of heat burning from inside. It seemed as if they were sealed in a special way so that the real insides would never come out. But with time, those surfaces are now breaking and the truth behind their layers is coming out. Scientists revealed another shocking thing. The DNA of each statue was different. That is, these were not the organs of a single person, but each statue was based on a different person. What does this mean? Either these people were used in some ancient tradition of turning into statues alive or after death, or these were people killed as sacrifices whose face, body and existence were immortalized in clay. It was also found that the stones inside the eyes of some statues were not ordinary stones but rare crystals which contained microscopic DNA traps. That is, the technology was not ordinary, something that seems to be centuries ahead of that time. Knowing all this, the question now is not, is the Terracotta Army mysterious? Now the real question is, why were these soldiers made, and was Emperor Qin Huang just the first king in history or something else? So, were these statues an attempt to immortalize real humans, or were they part of some dark science or ritual that was used thousands of years ago? The truth that has come out now is so scary that the government has made the excavation report classified. But some researchers have leaked these things by risking their lives. And maybe this is just the beginning. Faces of the statues. Are these copies of real people? Until now, the world believed that the statues of the Terracotta Army must have been cast in the same mold like factory production. But the reality is completely opposite to this. When these statues were observed carefully, scientists and artists found that the face of each statue is completely different. Some are tall, some are round, some have a small nose, and some have deep eyes, some have cut ears, and some have wrinkles on their forehead. These do not seem to be the just designs. They seem to be exact copies of a human being. Not only this, their mustache, beard, and hairstyle also show great finesse, as if a person is sitting in front and the sculptor has captured his every gesture. Now, just think, would anyone take the effort to make a different face of each soldier 2,200 years ago, and that too for more than 8,000 statues? This is where a big question arises. Were there real people behind these statues? Were the faces we see made of clay ever actually living humans? Some researchers reconstructed these faces using AI technology and then compared them with today's human face database. The surprising thing was that the structure of many faces matched some human groups even today, meaning this was not an imagination. These were real faces. Now the question is not who made the statues but who were the people behind the statues. statues. Were these people killed before the statues were made? As DNA reports and comparisons of faces started coming out, a terrifying theory took hold. Were real people sacrificed before these statues were made? Some historians believe that Emperor Qin Shi Huang was not just a king but a ruler who wanted power even after his death. It is believed that he was in search of immortality and for that he built this entire terracotta army. Now, one theory says that a real person was chosen for each statue. The person would work in the court for some time, his image would be made and then he would be killed. Surprisingly, some excavations have found skeletons whose heads are missing and similar statues were present nearby as if the head was cut off and molded in clay. The chest and stomach structure of some statues have been burnt from the inside as if some special ritual was done, sealing with fire. Another belief is that the emperor wanted these soldiers not only to protect him but their souls to also go with him to the next life, and for this it was necessary to sacrifice them. According to this theory, when a soldier was chosen, first his shadow, face and full body measurements were taken. Then his statue was made and as soon as the statue was complete, that person was killed so that his soul could be absorbed in it. Many Chinese texts have been found which mention that thousands of workers who worked in the king's tomb were later killed so that no one goes out and the secret is not revealed. So now think this cannot be just an army of clay. It could be an army of sacrifices which turned into stone by sacrificing their lives for a crazy emperor. The emperor's tomb. Why has it not been opened yet? By now you have come to know about the statues of the Terracotta Army, but the real secret is still not revealed. A huge mound exists at a short distance from where the Terracotta Army was found, which is believed to be the real tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. That is the place where the emperor's body is buried, and perhaps his most precious things, weapons and secrets are also hidden there. But the surprising thing is that 2,200 years have passed. Until date, that tomb has not been opened. No excavation, no camera went inside. No scanning report was made public. Now the question arises why. The official statement of the Chinese government says that this tomb is very delicate and the current technology can damage it. They say that if excavation is done, the things inside can be destroyed. So the right time is being waited for. But many historians, researchers, and experts do not agree with this. They believe that the government is deliberately keeping the tomb closed because there is something inside that can be dangerous or shocking for the whole world. Some theories say that inside the tomb there is not just the body of a king but there may be some mysterious machine, ancient energy source or evidence of a forgotten civilization. Some people even say that there is a curse hidden inside which can harm the entire humanity as soon as it is revealed. And this fear is further fueled by that scary story of mercury, the story of poisonous mercury. Why do scientists refuse to dig? Now let's talk about the thing because of which the government scientists and excavation teams are afraid to even go near the tomb, and that is mercury. Some ancient Chinese texts clearly state that the tomb of Emperor Qin Shi Huang was surrounded by river-like lakes of mercury flowing all around so that no thieves could enter and the emperor's soul would remain safe. For years, people thought it was a myth, a story. But in 1980 and again in 2015, scientists did ground penetration radar, GPR, and sensor testing around the tomb. The result was shocking. There were signs of large amounts of mercury underground. Mercury is a toxic metal. If inhaled, it can damage the lungs, brain, and kidneys. And in large quantities, it can even prove fatal. This is where another theory started. Is the mercury excuse just a scare tactic? Is there really a technical risk to scientists from entering the tomb? Or is something else being hidden? Some researchers have also claimed that not only mercury but also active energy like radiation is active inside. That is some ancient technology which can be destroyed if tampered with. And one more thing, in the history of China another such tomb was opened in which red mercury and toxic gases were found. After that, the Chinese government made rules. Such tombs should not be tampered with until there is 100% security. But people ask questions. If a king built such a poisonous tomb 2,200 years ago, Then what was he hiding? Did he just want to protect his treasure, or was there something inside that should never come out? Evidence of foreign DNA, were soldiers brought from outside? Now, another revelation that is shocking everyone. The DNA inside some statues found in the Terracotta Army is not completely Chinese. Yes, after the excavation and DNA research of 2025, some reports have come out which said that the biological traces found inside some statues resembled those of Europeans or people from the Middle East. This means that it is possible that some foreign people were also included in the terracotta soldiers. Now this is a big thing because history has always said that Emperor Qin Shi had unified China. That is, his army was completely Chinese. But now the question arises, if the DNA is foreign, then did the emperor call fighters from outside? Some historians believe that Greeks, Persians, Iranians and even some Assyrians were also included in the army of Emperor Qin. These people were either prisoners of war or were called for special training, and later they were transformed into this army of mud. Not only this, the clothes, boots, and hats of some soldiers of the Terracotta Army also look a little different from the traditional Chinese dress. Some statues have high noses, large eyes, and dark beards, which is considered to be a characteristic of Western or Middle East countries. So now the question is, was the emperor afraid not only of the people of his country but also of foreign powers, or did he want the power of the whole world to be with him even after his death? This theory touches a very dark and political angle and proves that perhaps the emperor's motive was not just security, but his dream was to subjugate the entire human civilization. Statues of children in the Terracotta Army, were they a part of sacrifice? Now, let's talk about another such mystery which will make anyone's heart tremble. The Terracotta Army usually consists of statues of 5-6 foot tall soldiers, but the 2025 excavation also found some smaller statues. These statues look like children, small eyes, innocent faces, and short height. At first, it was thought that this might be a group of young brainy soldiers, but when DNA and bone density testing was done, it became clear that these statues were actually based on children aged 8 to 12 years. Now, this gets scary because the question arises, why were children included in the Terracotta Army? Was it just artistic creativity, or was there some dark ritual, some sacrificial practice hidden behind it? Some reports have written that after the death of the emperor, some special children were selected as pure souls who were sacrificed to give power to the emperor's soul, and the images of those children were immortalized by turning them into statues. This isn't the first time in history. Many civilizations have had a tradition of sacrificing children, especially when it came to protecting a king, a god, or a tomb. So, was the Terracotta Army not just an army, but also a place of sacrifice, where those children killed so that holy spirits could protect the king even after his death? These questions still hang in the air, but the answers that are being found are extremely horrifying. 12. The missing researcher. Is some information being hidden? When DNA testing and things inside the statues started coming out after the 2025 excavation, there was a stir in the media on one hand, and on the other hand, some strange incidents also started. Some reports claim that some of the scientists and researchers who were associated with this new excavation suddenly disappeared. Yes, the people who first told about these biological remains, alien DNA and mercury lakes, are no longer in contact with anyone. One of those names was Professor Li Chang, who worked in the Department of Archaeology at Xi'an University and was playing a key role in the excavation team. He himself had posted on social media that he had seen something that is being suppressed. But within 24 hours of that post, his account was deleted and he himself disappeared. Some media reports say that they have been kept under government protection, while some people believe that they have been forcibly silenced. Is there really something that is being hidden from the public? Is it just a matter of national security, or is there some bigger secret hidden behind it? A video leaked on social media which changed everything. Amidst all these mysteries, a video clip shook the whole world. This video first appeared on TikTok and Reddit. Blurry camera footage, the atmosphere inside the excavation site, and a terracotta statue standing in front. In the video, it can be clearly seen that there is a slight movement near the eye of a statue, as if something is shaking his eye from inside. After a few seconds, there is a slight movement in the hand of the statue as well, so slow that at first it seems that there might be a shock from the camera, but when zoomed in and seen frame by frame, it was clearly visible that the statue seemed a little alive. Now after seeing this, rumors started flying on social media. Are these statues made of clay? Do they have the effect of some soul, some energy, or technology? As soon as the video went viral, the account that posted it was deleted and China called it fake. But many experts say the way the video was removed and the person who posted it disappeared. That itself says a lot. Now the question is not is the Terracotta Army mysterious, but the question is it still alive? Is the Terracotta Army cursed? Strange deaths and incidents. There are many incidents associated with the excavation of the Terracotta Army that do not seem to be mere coincidences, but feel like a curse. Many workers, security guards, and even some researcher